Here are your Court News Ohio top stories in 5 minutes.
The Ohio Supreme Court ruled on November 19th that a middle school science teacher's firing for insubordination was legal. The teacher had refused to eliminate religious symbols from the classroom. In a 4-3 decision, the court upheld the 5th District Court of Appeals decision that the Mount Vernon City School District Board of Education had good and just cause to terminate John Freshwater's contract. In 2007, a student and his parents alleged that Freshwater burned a mark on the student's arm resembling the shape of a cross. They also complained about religious symbols in the classroom that included a Bible on the teacher's desk, a collage incorporating the Ten Commandments, and a poster showing a biblical verse. Chief Justice Maureen O'Connor wrote in the court's lead opinion that while the First Amendment allowed Freshwater to have the Bible at work, it did not protect the display of other items because they were not part of the exercise of his religion, and that the school board had grounds for termination because of his blatant insubordination for refusing repeated instruction to remove the overtly religious icons and materials.
The Ohio Supreme Court justices have approved the appointment of Mark Reed as the new Clerk of Court. He replaces Christina Frost, who retired August 30th. Reed will oversee the Supreme Court's Office of the Clerk, which is responsible for administering the filing of cases and documents before the Supreme Court and other important functions of case management, and provides senior management oversight for the Office of Legal Resources, Office of the Reporter, and the Law Library. Reed had served as the Clerk of Court for the Court of Claims of Ohio since August 2011.
The Court of Claims is a trial court. This is not just an appellate court, this is the highest level of appellate court in Ohio. That'll be the big difference, learning that. My whole career has been in trial courts, and prior to that I was a trial attorney, but it's going to be exciting to get involved in the appellate end.
Previously, Reed was the administrator of the Hamilton County Juvenile Court. He received his bachelor's in law degrees from the University of Kentucky. After counting additional timely, valid absentee and provisional ballots from the November 5th election, results from the Summit County Board of Elections now show that Akron Municipal Court Judge Katarina Cook leads John Oldham by 17 votes for judge. Results on election night show that Oldham, a magistrate and judicial attorney in Summit County Probate Court, was leading Judge Cook by 16 votes for a full 6-year term that will begin January 1st, 2014. The board counted the additional ballots on November 18th, and based on those amended results, Judge Cook received more votes than Oldham. At its meeting on November 26th, the board will certify the results of this race, and it's expected that the board will set a date to conduct a recount. Any race where the margin of victory is 0.5% or less of the total votes cast are subjected to an automatic recount.
We're seeing more of individuals who have some deficiencies with English all the time.
Because of that, Allen County Domestic Relations Judge Matt Staley was interested to find out more at a training session on the Ohio Supreme Court's new statewide remote interpretation service, expected to be fully implemented early next year.
We don't have available to us that diverse cross-section of individuals to rely upon that may have interpreter skills. So this is great because it provides the access to the interpreters in those situations without having to have geographically located within our confines those individuals that can physically provide it.
Bruno Romero, manager of the Supreme Court Language Services Program, helped judges and court personnel understand how best to use the free 24-hour remote service with interpreter services for nearly 200 languages available.
It is yet one more tool for them to have available when live interpreters or rare languages are difficult to come by. They'll be able to call one number in effect and be able to connect with an interpreter in a very short time and be able to provide services to those individuals.
Providing interpreters on the phone is one part of a comprehensive program launched by the Ohio Supreme Court to ensure that there are no language barriers in Ohio's courts. Other components include a training video for judges and court personnel that explains Ohio's interpretation rule, a public information campaign, and a complaint process.
That's a look at Court News Ohio's top stories. Visit courtnewsohio.gov for the latest headlines on Ohio's courts. You can also follow us on Facebook and Twitter.